Hello all, this is a look at set 21306, The Beatles' Yellow Submarine. Like I said, this is just a look at the set. This isn't like a full in-depth review or analysis. This is just a fun little look. And yeah, this is one of my personal favourite sets. I'm a huge fan of the Beatles and their music. So when this set was announced, I was really excited, and finally I got it for Christmas 2017. My girlfriend, bless her, got it for me, and so yeah, it's a set I'm really happy to own. As a big Beatles fan, I absolutely love it. Now, it's a weird Beatles set because even though it's based on the Beatles, it's not really based on the actual Beatles. It's not like a set of the real Beatles playing in the caravan club. Blah. They didn't play in a caravan club as far as I'm aware. Playing in the cabin, that'd be really awesome, like early 60s Beatles. No, this is based on their film, Yellow Submarine, based on the song Yellow Submarine. And while they had many films, this was actually their only animated film. Funnily enough, despite the Beatles in it, they didn't play themselves. John Lennon in the film wasn't played by John Lennon. Paul wasn't played by Paul. They only appeared at the very end as their actual selves. The actual voice actors of the Beatles weren't the Beatles. But anyway, that's just me being too much of a Beatles nerd. I'm here today to be a Lego nerd. So let's start by looking at the Beatles themselves. What's really cool is they come with this little stand to present them on. And that, I believe, isn't actually a sticker. That's an actual printed piece saying Yellow Submarine. So that's really cool to have an official Lego piece with Yellow Submarine printed on it. And of course, you get all Fab Four. You get John here. So that's the John Lennon Lego minifigure. Really cool sort of set. Like I said, this isn't based on the real Beatles, but rather the cartoon Beatles that they are depicted as in the film. But still, even though they're supposed to be based on cartoons, you can still pretty much tell that's John Lennon. Especially late 60s John Lennon. So just notice how dusty they are. Dusty or just a bit nicked, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's John Lennon. I don't think they... Oh no, they do come with other faces. So yeah, he's got his little teeth pointing out in that face. I've got it with that face on at the moment. Yeah, I really like that one. In fact, all the minifigures in this set are pretty cool. Got Paul, who looks quite plain, as you can see there. They've got quite sort of normal hairpiece. Really cool sort of purple shirt. Once again, with a happy little face as well. And his more neutral face on the front there. Of course, you have George as well. Now, George's hairpiece, I have only ever seen on this minifigure. I'm not sure where it comes from, and that's interesting because this is an idea set, meaning it was suggested by a fan and then proved by Lego and then made into an actual set. And with idea sets, you don't normally get new molds in them. It's normally only using, well, not normally, it's only ever using pre-established pieces, never new pieces or molds ever made for a for an idea set. So this got me interesting. If you have any idea where this hairpiece comes from originally, I'd love to know. But anyway, he's probably the most bland of the minifigures. He's just in that grey, brown, beige sort of top. He does, of course, have two heads. He has a more smiley sort of face. That's kind of like the faces I put on my animated characters on Name Explain, where they're a bit confused, when he's a bit confused with the eyebrows down. But still a little bit happy, a bit confused. But it's a really good little set face for him. But yeah. Just the basic brown legs on that one. Not really nice, exciting legs. But of course, my favourite of these is Ringo. Ringo is the best Beatle, hands down. Don't argue with me with that. He's got the really cool sort of shirt, the red shirt, normal grey trousers, but they have the printing on the sides, which is really fun as well. It's always good getting side printing on a Beatles set. And best of all of this set is I love that hairpiece. I believe I remember when this hairpiece was first introduced for Ron in Ginger in the original early 2000s Harry Potter sets. And if this was based on the earlier Beatles in the 60s Beatlemania in the Cavern Club, I wouldn't be surprised if they all use that hairpiece. It's the perfect Beatles hairpiece. So luckily they already had it in their inventory, so they just used it again. However, it's not only the Fab Four you get in this set, as you actually also get this little guy, Jeremy Hillary Boob. Obviously, he wasn't a member of the Beatles. He was like a little animated character just for the film. I believe he is the Nowhere Man of the song Nowhere Man, and that's one of my favourite Beatles songs ever. I believe it was the first song the Beatles wrote and recorded that wasn't about love or romance in any way, which is really amazing. It wasn't the first single. The first single not about love and romance was Paperback Writer, I believe. like I said, I'm a massive Beatles nerd. I know way too much random useless Beatles trivia. Anyway, about Lego. Excuse me, my throat is really playing up at the moment. What's interesting about this set, however, is the piece they used. So I believe this piece was originally used in the Nexo Knight series for a character in Nexo Knight, though I haven't actually got any sets myself. I remember seeing it there. And you could add like a headpiece to it, side like horn bits, a tail as they've had it here, a little pink tail for him. And it's just a really creative use of that set. It sort of fits the character really perfectly. I mean, the face is just sort of printed on there, but regardless of that, it's just a really good use. And they didn't need to include Jeremy, but it's just really fun they did. Anyway, and of course, we'll get more into accessories later on. He comes with a little apple, which is really fitting for the Beatles as their record label was called Apple. Anyway, that's the minifigures done. Let's get onto the actual set. God, my throat is really playing up at the moment. Sorry guys, hope that wasn't too annoying. So yeah, the actual Yellow Submarine itself. Let's move these guys out of the way for the moment. The very famous Yellow Submarine. I think everyone knows this. I think when you Google Submarine, most of them come up yellow. Obviously the song was made, and from then on submarines have been synonymous with yellow. And this is the original one. And it's a really, really nice set. It's completely, completely there. Both sides work perfectly. It looks more or less exactly like it looks in the cartoon. It's got that sort of really nice round front, and obviously the yellow, a really nice use of yellow in this set. You don't really get many full-on just yellow sets, but this is one of them. Got the white on top, the really fun like pillars, portholes, I forgot what they're called, at the top here coming out of all directions. It really captures that cartooniness. Something I love here, these top pieces are actually sausage pieces. Don't know if you can see that. They're all just lots of little sausages. Let me see if I can pull one off for you quickly. Pull off a sausage. That's what she said. Yeah, it's just the Lego sausage piece. And they've just used it really perfectly. A really creative use of Lego there. Really good. I love it. Comes with the bits at the back. The propellers. That moves around too. And what's really fun is it comes with this base, like a cloud base. Obviously it's got all that on the bottom to keep it secure on the ground. But this base can, of course, come off completely. It's got the see-through bits there to put them on. And it even comes with a little stand for Jeremy to go on, which is where I normally have him when I'm displaying the set. So he can sit on there. The Beatles can stand in front of him. Really good stuff. Anyway, it's not just from the outside this set looks good, as it's done on the inside as well. You can just take the top off completely, like that. That's just that on the inside, not too amazing. I don't think this set has stickers. I think they're printed. I think there's a few stickers on the inside. But on the whole, I believe this set is completely printed, which is really handy. It means I don't have to bother with stickers. And that's the inside of the set. You've got like the steering wheel. Let me get a better focus. Steering wheel at the front here. This fun little bit here. All like the buttons, like crazy sort of hippy-dippy 60s pieces. It looks somewhat like it does in the actual film, which is really good. It's not as big as it is in the film. Got some pipe works in there. Got some like TV screen in the back there. Really fun. And also it has more than that. We can take off this bit at the back as well to reveal all of the Beatles accessories. And these are sort of like little references to the film. Let me just get those out quickly. Just put them on the table. I'll pick those up properly in a moment. Ugh, it'd be easy if I just do that. So yeah, these are the, pardon me, these are the accessories that come with the set. That one's for John Lennon. It's like the telescope he has in the set, which is really cool little use. I cannot for the life of me remember what this is supposed to be. It's supposed to be of George. I think it's some sort of contraption he uses in the film. I haven't seen the film in so long that I can't actually remember what it is. But it's, oh, dropped it. It's really cool. This is just like a little love sign, which is used in the film. This is supposed to be held by Paul McCartney, which is just like a really fun little use. And this is my favourite. It's the most boring piece, but I absolutely love it. So this is just a black circular tile piece. What's so exciting about that? It's just a black circular tile. Well, in the film, they go to the Sea of Holes, where like you can pick up holes and throw them around, kind of like in Roger Rabbit. And this represents one of those holes in the film, in the Sea of Holes. And despite just being a boring black tile piece, I absolutely love the fact they included it here. It's a really good like little reference if you're a fan of the film and if you're a big Beatles nerd like myself. But anyway, you can have them Beatles holding these things, or if you don't want that, you can just pop them all in there and cover it up, he says. It's really awkward. That's one of the annoying things. It's quite awkward. You've got to put them in just right so there's enough space so that can still close over. Brilliant, like that. And yeah, on the whole, it's just a really lovely set. I'm going to pop that back on there, he says. There we go. And of course, it's got space inside so the Beatles can sit in it. So you can just put them in there. Have John driving. Oh, that's quite a loud sound. Have John in there driving. Have, where have I put the minifigures? Paul behind him. George behind Paul. And of course, as always, Ringo at the back. Ringo has to get the back, bless him. He's like the joke Beatle, but we love him. Oh, if he wants to go in there, that is. There might not be enough space for you. No, there is. There you go. They can all fit in there like that. That's not the best put in, but I just shoved them in there quickly. They can all sit in there quite squished together, but there's enough space for them all. And of course, once they're all in, there's enough space for that to go on top. And you wouldn't even know the Beatles are in there. So, on the whole, I really like this set. Like I said, this isn't supposed to be a big in-depth review. This is just a sort of little look at the set. Unfortunately, there isn't enough space in there for Jeremy, but like I said, he can just sort of stay there like that. And yeah, so I'm a really big fan of this set. I've actually gone on way longer than I thought I would. This is just a mess of a video, I guess, but like I said, it's just supposed to be a look at a set, just me sharing it with you guys. If you like this sort of format, let me know and I'll sort of show you some more of my sets. Not in-depth reviews, just a sort of fun little look. But I think that's everything for now. As you can see, the Beatles are no longer with us. Well, two of them are anyway, in real life. On the Lego set, they're not with us. They're in the Yellow Submarine, off on another grand adventure. So I think that's everything for now, guys. Take care.